Hi everybody, this is Shelly from Dive Under the Cover blog, and I thought I would try something a little bit different. I've never done a video blog before, and I follow a lot of video blogs, so I thought it might be kind of fun to give it a try. I started a challenge a couple of weeks ago, and it was set up by Nettie's Bookshelf blog, and I'm really, really sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. But this challenge was to see how many of your unread books you could read before the end of the year. So we started in September, and you can see my bookshelves behind me. The one with the little black and gold scarf over the top, that whole entire shelf is full of books that I haven't read. I've been collecting them for probably, about a year. There were probably some on there that I've had for quite a bit longer than that, but I got on a little kick where I read everything on Kindle, and then I started deciding that, well, I like the way the books look on my bookshelf, so I started buying books. That bookshelf has 125 or more books on it, and all of those are unread. What I did is I went through after I got them all on the shelf, and I picked 25 of those that I want to try to read before the end of this year. So I wrote them all down on a piece of paper the other day, and if you go to my blog, my Wednesday post from this past Wednesday has the 25 books on it that I plan to read before the end of this year. So I wrote them all down, 1 to 25, and I had my husband pick one for me, and I actually made him pick twice because the first two I kind of was like, well, I don't know if I want to read those yet. So he picked 3 times, and the third number just happened to be Alice in Zombieland, and this book has been out for a year, and a lot of my friends have read it. I've seen some reviews. I've tried to stay away from reviews since I haven't read it yet because I don't like for reviews to color how I feel about the book when I'm reading it. So I finished it yesterday afternoon, and I was kind of excited that I waited for a year because the next book comes out on Tuesday. So I've already pre-ordered that, so hopefully I will get that soon after it comes out. And I won't wait for a year to read that one because I really, really like the book, and so I don't want to wait another year to read it. So anyways, okay, so what I thought I would do, since I've never done any of my reviews by blog or video blog before, is that the 25 books that I'm going to read, that I challenge myself to read, I thought I would do video blogs for those, because these are books that were not sent to me to be reviewed. They're just books that I saw, I got for cheap, they looked good, so I wanted to read them. So anyways, they're not ones that I have to review, they're just ones that are good, or maybe not good, I don't know. Anyways, so that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, Alice in Zombieland. Alice in Zombieland is written by Gena Showalter, and it's a young adult paranormal, obviously, from the title. It's loosely based on Alice in Wonderland, but to be honest with you, I don't really, other than the fact that the main character's name is Alice, and there are a few little things that happen throughout the book that could be taken as being something from Alice in Wonderland. I don't know if it will more closely resemble Alice in Wonderland as the series progresses. I don't know. But for now, the only real connection is her name, and there is a rabbit-shaped cloud that she sees from time to time, or when something bad is going to happen, she sees this cloud. That's the only connection between Alice in Wonderland that I got, other than the titles of each of the chapters have something similar to things that happen in Alice in Wonderland. Okay, so the main character's name is Alice, obviously. She goes by Allie for most of the book. I don't really want to I don't want to spoil anything, so it's going to be really hard to do this review because one of the major spoilers happens right off the bat. So I'm just going to kind of sum the book up because this is a really, really hard book to review without spoiling anything. So Alice is 16 years old. She lives with her family. She lives with her mom and dad and her little sister named Emma. and her father is an alcoholic. But her father is an alcoholic because for for what Allie knows, for his whole life, he has seen what he calls monsters. It's not really clear whether her mother has ever seen the monsters, but she supports his paranoia. He's reinforced their house. They are not allowed to go out after dark because the monsters come out at dark. She thinks that the reason he sees monsters is because he's a drunk, but he drinks because he sees the monsters. Okay, so since I don't want to spoil anything, I'm just going to tell you that something pretty tragic happens at the beginning of the book, and when this happens, Allie is also able to see the monsters. She starts the school year, and on her very first day of school, she's in the hallway, and she kind of connects with a boy in the hall. And when she does, she has a vision, and the vision of something that hasn't happened yet, but it's clear to her from the vision that at this point she knows this boy pretty well, and he knows her name, and they are doing things in the vision that she wouldn't do with someone that she didn't know. And when she snaps out of the vision, he's looking at her like, "What on earth did you do to me?" And it freaks her out. So she makes it through the first day of school. Second day of school, sees him in the hall again. Same thing happens. Another vision. And at this point, she has no idea what's going on. And they're connected somehow, and she doesn't know how. So after a couple of days, she starts to get to know him. And his name is Cole, and he's part of a group of guys that are pretty rough. In a high school, they seem older than other kids in the school. They have tattoos. They'll come to school all beat up. They just think everybody thinks they're in a gang, and some kind of fight club type thing, because there's this whole routine they go through. They show up. They'll miss school for a day, and then the next day they'll show up all beaten and bruised, whatever. So she doesn't want to get to know him, but because of things that are happening in these visions, she does want to get to know him. And he's the hot guy that all the girls want. All the girls were jealous because he's paying attention to her. And as she gets to know him, they realize that these visions are happening the first time they see each other in the morning. So it's some connection. There's some reason, and there's some reason that they need to be together. So she finds out through the course of the story that he also sees the monsters. They call the monsters zombies, which, if you like zombie movies, zombie TV shows, Walking Dead, all that kind of stuff, these are not the same kind of zombies. So it's kind of one of those things that either you'll read it and like it, take it for what it is, or you have such a strong idea of what zombies are that these are not like those zombies. These zombies are more like a spirit. They don't have solid form. The only way that you can fight against them is if you're in a spirit form. So they're not Walking Dead zombies. They're not the living dead. They're spirits, souls, whatever you want to call them. So anyways, since it's the first book of a trilogy, the story only takes you so far, obviously, because there's got to be a lot more. And there is a climax to the book, a big fight scene. Things happen that you may expect, you may not expect, and it just leads you into what the next book is going to be about. So, I really, really enjoyed the book. I'm a big zombie. Besides vampires, zombies are like my next big paranormal thing that I really like. I haven't read a whole lot of zombie books. I do like a lot of zombie movies. I liked that this was different, even though I am a big zombie whatever fan. So I thought that it was really original. And the story's really well written. If you've read any of Gena's work, you know that she's a phenomenal writer. I think. I think she does a really good job with young adult. She has another young adult series that I really really like, and I really hope that she finishes one of these days. But this one I really enjoyed. Like I said, I've already pre-ordered the second book. As soon as I get it next week, I'm gonna read it, and I probably won't do another video blog for it, but it's just, if you like young adult, if you like any type of paranormal story, something that's different, then pick it up, because you won't, I mean, you're not going to be disappointed, I don't think. So that's my review. Sorry for the glare on my glasses. As you can see, I have them tilted up because the screen is glaring off of them. So hopefully I'll find a solution for that. Anyways, if you liked the book and you have anything to say about it, leave me a comment. I'd like to know what you thought about it. If you're planning on reading the next one, what'd you think of the zombies, all that kind of thing. So anyway, all right. So I think this went okay. We'll see how the next one goes. And I'm sorry if I said like 100 times. That's like my big thing. Since I don't write anything down ahead of time, I just kind of sit here and talk. So it's kind of my catchphrase. So I'll work on that. Try to get better. Anyways, thanks for watching.